the Gauntlet. Let's go.
If you smell what the Gauntlet is cooking. It is Friday night, and welcome back to the Gauntlet. Friday Night Lights, y'all. I'm Denzel Snipes. On to the left of me is JT James Tatum, and right below me is the one, the only Ravens aficionado, J. Jenkins, eating on some ice cream on this nice Friday night. It's already cold up there. He said he wanted cold in his house. You know what I mean? So this is the Gauntlet. We got a loaded show for y'all, and just kick it off. How y'all feeling, man? Y'all ready for the Christmas season?
Yeah, man, the Christmas spirit is getting here. Time for gifts and time for people's bank accounts to be sucked completely dry because you're paying all these bills and you go and Christmas shop it, and the next thing you know, you're getting a message from PNC saying, James, your bank account is now in low cash mode. So, yep, you gotta love this time of year. You gotta love it.
Yeah, not to mention people still haven't recovered from Black Friday. Go ahead, JJ.
You mentioned PNC, the company I work for.
I like PNC. I've been banking with them for years, but they have a system set up to where if your bank account goes below a certain amount, it'll be like, you are now in low cash mode. Please review your options. Transfer money from another account. Do this, do that. So
yeah, it depends on the bank. I used to have a bank like that. I can't remember which one, but like whenever I got below like $40, it would like let me know.
You could always go on banking instead of back.
Mine does it when I get below $100.
Yeah, I have mine set for any transaction that comes out of my account. I get an alert to let me know right off the bat.
Very interesting.
Well, just letting everybody know that if you are a first-time watcher, to please tune in not only on the platform you're watching us on, but we have two more also. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So definitely leave a like if you're on YouTube, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. You know, my man's Philly Jim got some awesome material on there, and also with Sideline Sports. It's a plethora of shows, so it's not just us, it's others also. We got Sports Arena, we got Ball Online, we got Phillies Planet, we got Basket Bros, we got Three Chicks in a Pod, we got the Cold Hard Truth. Everything is out there, so you know, most definitely check us out.
Shout out to the NFL Carousel. Shout out to rest in peace Alex Fleming. Last night we had Merrill Reese, the play-by-play announcer for the Philadelphia Eagles the last 45 years. He was on with me, Eric, and John, and we got an opportunity to ask him a few questions. So if you guys want to check that out, I did post the clips on my channel. You guys can go watch them. Merrill Reese, great guy. Really love talking to him. We're going to see if we can also get him on the LinkedIn podcast in the near future. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, absolutely. Also, yes, that LinkedIn podcast also live every Thursday on the Gauntlet. I mean,
our guy Grizz.
So
our guy Grizz, first commenter. He says, "What's up?"
All right.
What's up, Grizz?
Such a loyal person.
Oh yeah. He's been here like every other episode. Wonder what happened to Harlem Cowboy. Come on back to us.
He's more loyal than KD. I'll give him that.
Yeah. And if anybody has seen Harlem Cowboy out there, please send him back to us. We miss him.
He shows up more.
We do miss Harlem Cowboy.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing okay.
Grizz shows up more than James Harden.
Yeah.
Damn, why'd you have to do that, man? Why'd you have to ruin the moment?
He's talking about old James Harden, not this one.
Actually, I was talking about this one.
Our main man, Raphael.
Rafi, what's on, man?
What's going on, man?
What's up?
He shows
El Capitan, damn right.
Shows up. All right, guys, you know what time it is.
He shows up more than How about that?
Are you guys kidding me? Are you guys kidding me?
Who wants to start us off?
I ain't got no honest with y'all. So
go ahead. You had the biggest one.
You want me to go? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
There could have been so many choices this week for Sports Moron, but the only choice that we have this week is going to be Chris Sims. And you know what? Before I get into it, I'm not going to say anything about his failed NFL career because not everyone that doesn't have the greatest career, that doesn't mean that they aren't a good analyst. A lot of people look at careers and say, oh, this guy sucked, so what is he talking about? There's a lot of guys that sucked that are pretty good. Like, I think Dan Orlowski, even though he has some questionable takes, I think he's a decent, analyst, even though he's stunk in the league. So Chris Sims, who last season, if you guys go back to last season, he made his off-season list of the top quarterbacks last season, top 40 quarterbacks. He did not even rank Jalen Hurts in the top 40. He had guys that had second and third stringers, guys that don't play, guys that never played a snap in the league were already ranked ahead of Jalen Hurts. And in this season, this guy is saying that, well, Jalen Hurts is not that valuable to the team. Jalen Hurts, if you take him off the team and you put Gardner Minshew in, they're still going to be great. They're still going to, be one of the best teams in the league. That's the most ridiculous take. I think if anybody is watching the Philadelphia Eagles, you guys know how much of a impact that Jalen Hurts has in the team because there are certain situations that he makes plays when stuff is breaking down. When you have a 3rd and 13, you have an all-out blitz, he's being chased, he makes the guy miss, he runs for 15 yards, extends the drive. There's certain plays that he makes with his legs, extending the plays that only Jalen Hurts can do. That's not the system. That's Jalen Hurts making stuff happen. And Jalen Hurts is a guy that people said he can't throw the ball, he can't do anything right, he can't succeed as a passer in the league. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league this season from inside the pocket. He's got one of the best QBRs inside the pocket. He's got one of the best completion percentages inside the pocket. He is picking teams apart. He is wheeling and dealing, and he is making big-time throws. But people continue to say that, oh, it's because of the team around him. Well, if you look at the team, the really only real addition that the team made to the offense, the team actually made more notable additions to the defense than they did to the offense. The main addition they made on offense is they brought in A.J. Brown. They got rid of Jalen Reagor. That's pretty much it. Devontae Smith was here last year. Quez Watkins was here last year. Miles Sanders has been here for a couple years. Dallas Goedert has been for a couple years. These guys have been here. They added one piece to kind of put us over the top. They didn't sign all these Hall of Famers like people are making it out to be. Jalen Hurts took the next step, and he's playing with A.J. Brown, a receiver that he has a great relationship and trusts, instead of a guy like Reagor who he doesn't trust, who he knows can't do anything. So it's actually a ridiculous comment. It's a ridiculous take to even suggest that Jalen Hurts does not have value, and it's even more ridiculous to suggest that the Eagles would be where they are if Gardner Minshew was starting. I think if Gardner Minshew was the starting quarterback of this team would probably be around a 7-6 team versus being a 12-1 team. So ridiculous take by Chris Sims, who also has a track record of hating on Jalen Hurts, just doesn't want to give him the credit.
Yeah, he definitely has that kind of history. There's a reason why.
Lamar Jackson, too. He had the same issue with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and you know what? Lamar Jackson won MVP, and Jalen Hurts just very well be on his way to MVP. Maybe this is what, we need. Maybe we need Chris Sims to slam these quarterbacks so they end up doing better. He doesn't know he's a good luck charm. But outside of that, he's known for his bad takes. You mentioned Orlovsky, career backup, but pretty decent analyst. Very rarely do you have someone have a great career and a great post-broadcasting / journalism career. Let's see. Romo's not doing so bad. Shannon Sharp's on Skipping Shannon. Terry Bradshaw's been on Fox for X number of years.
But pretty good.
Greg Olson's pretty decent too. Absolutely, Chris Sims, not a good look, buddy. Not a good look at all. It's time for you to actually start watching the ball games and not going fishing or whatever it is the hell you're doing, because obviously you're not watching the games. There's a reason why Jalen Hurts is probably an MVP frontrunner right now. I know last week I said Mahomes.
He's the close, favorite. He's the betting favorite right now.
He is. He's the betting favorite.
A slight lead over Mahomes.
Yep. Yeah. Now last week I slightly had Mahomes, but then Mahomes threw 3 interceptions, and then Hurts went on the road and demolished.
Mahomes threw 3 interceptions. last week, but Jalen Hurts has thrown 3 interceptions the whole season.
The whole season, exactly. So
he's very good at taking care of the ball.
It's about time that Chris Sims actually open his eyes and start watching the ball games and not just skimming off of or going by just hate for Jalen Hurts.
People just be saying anything, man.
Going in the comments and picking out what you want as far as, okay, let me see who's hating on him today. Okay, that one. Okay, that one. Yeah, it's not going to cut it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I really didn't have a Sports Moron. I just want to piggyback off that one. I was going to mention the interim head coach for Nebraska. News come in literally seconds before this broadcast that he just got released by the University of Nebraska from charges stemming with felony assault. And it's the same thing that's going on with the University of Texas head coach basketball, Chris Beard. It's like, I know everything's going to come up with, man, you talk about a snake-bitten school. That's Nebraska. That has one snake-bitten school. They haven't been good since Tom Osborne or dare I say Bo Pelini. Even they were decent. You know what I mean? So that's all I got. JJ, I know you got somebody.
I know. Absolutely.
Anything you want to add on?
What were you gonna say?
I remember I was looking at a quote. And I think somebody said Chris Sims picks quarterbacks that you can take home to your dad to say, okay, you can date my daughter. And it's the truth because most of the guys he picks are just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I never pay attention to Chris. I never pay attention to Chris Sims, but Chris Sims, like even when you watch Sunday Night Football, when he starts talking, I turn the channel. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only watch that show for Maria Taylor and Tony.
It's unwatchable, bro. You have freaking Chris Collinsworth on here talking about Saquon Barkley's. He talks about Saquon Barkley's thighs and stuff, and then you have this idiot Chris Sims on the halftime show. Like, I can't even watch NBC, and not to mention they have freaking Jason Garrett now. So, yeah, NBC is pretty much cooked.
Like Drew Brees has been on there about a year and a half, and even he's done a better job than Chris Sims.
Drew Brees is at Purdue now. He took a job to be an interim assistant coach, so that's actually pretty interesting.
But, yes, absolutely. Shout out to him.
Going back to his alma mater.
As far as NBC, though, I don't mind Chris. Chris is hilarious. I live for the now here's the guy type situation. But it's not as fun as it used to be back when it was before Tirico was running it and stuff. But Tirico's great. No, Tirico's great though.
Al Michaels is great. I love Al Michaels.
Michaels is like Al Michaels is on the.
When he was there, he balanced it out because you had Chris Collinsworth who stinks, and then you have Al who is amazing. So it kind of balanced it out.
Chris don't stink.
As announcers, Al Michaels is on Al Michaels is on the announcers Mount Rushmore, like because it's not just football. You know the Miracle on Ice, one of the greatest sports moments ever. He announced that game. When it was. Don't get me wrong, I like Tirico. I really do. I do miss when it was Al Michaels.
His historical references to pretty much anything that he's ever covered. He talks about what happened at that moment. Has always been great. Al's cool, and Al underrated guy. Kurt Herbstreit. I love watching him Amazon Prime and listening to him call games.
Yeah. I remember one time before we move on to the next topic. I think there was one time they were filming a biopic on the Miracle on Ice, and if I'm not mistaken, they actually called Al Michaels to portray himself, but he turned it down because he said, "I could not replicate that moment that the United States won because that moment was filled with so much emotion for me. That's why I sounded the way I did." He said, "I can't replicate that, so that's why I can't do it." But that was, and that might have to be a topic one day. Is like, who's on your Mount Rushmore of announcers? But Al Michaels is definitely up there. But this is a good way to segue into our next topic, speaking of greatness, and that is our player of the week, running back Ricky Williams. Now, who is Ricky Williams? As I pull up his stats here. All right, Ricky Williams was the number 1 overall pick out of the University of Texas. He went to the New Orleans Saints, played there for about
all their draft picks to get him.
All their draft picks. Ditka went all in on him. They played there for about 3 years, and he went to Miami for a little bit, about 3 or 4 years. Then he left and went to the CFL, kind of a strange move. Came back. Well, there was that time he left to go smoke weed, but he came back to the Dolphins, and he was a part of the whole when the Dolphins were introducing the Wildcat, and it was him and Ronnie Brown, and they were kind of running roughshod on the league. And then he ended his career with the Baltimore Ravens. Kind of curious to hear JJ's take on that. It was only one season, but he was a first-team All-Pro in 2002. He made the Pro Bowl that year. He won a rushing crown that year. Of course, in college, he won the Heisman Memorial Trophy. He Walter Camp Award recipient and a Maxwell Award recipient. He was AP College Football Player of the Year in 1998, Sporting News Player of the Year in the same year, two-time Doak Walker Award winner, awarded to the nation's greatest best running back, two-time unanimous All-American, two-time Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, three-time first-team All-Big 12, and Texas Longhorns number 34 retired. For his career, he actually had 10,009 rushing yards, average 4.1 yards per carry. He had 66 rushing touchdowns, and he also was a pretty decent receiving back, too. He had 342 receptions for 2,606 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. To me, Ricky Williams, if he had only just stuck around and he didn't go away to go and smoke weed like he did, I think he could have been a great, he kind of got drafted into a bad situation. He got drafted by the Saints. You talk about a guy that was a home run hitter. He had power, he had speed, he had agility, he had the makings of a future back. Ricky Williams touches that ball, it could very well go for 6, no matter if he's on the 20 or on their 20 or his own 20. So that's our player of the week. Ricky Williams. I just want to swing it on over to JT and give his thoughts on Ricky Williams.
I mean, I pretty much agree with what you said. He could have been great if he loved football, but he didn't really love football. He was just very gifted at it. He wanted to live his life and do his thing, as he alluded to. So, I mean, my favorite moment of Ricky Williams' career, and this goes in line with, I think, current events in the NFL today, because you have guys that get like drug tested and random drug tested all the time. So there was a quote from Ricky Williams where he was like, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but he basically said that he was about to get drug tested from the NFL, and his quote was something like, I was about to get drug tested by the NFL, and I got so high that I forgot that I wasn't supposed to get high because I was taking this drug test.
Yeah.
And wow. I just thought that was like the most hilarious thing, because Ricky is who he is, bro. Like he wants to live his life and do his thing and do the things that makes him happy. So I'm not gonna hate on him for it, but great college player, just wasn't as great in the NFL. So that's what it is.
Yeah. Go ahead, JJ. Your thoughts on Ricky Williams, and especially the year that he played for the Ravens.
Okay, but people don't realize this, but the biggest splash of his draft was that the Indianapolis Colts did not draft him because every mock had them getting him. It was a big splash because he was the projected number 1 running back. But when Edgerrin James went before him, it kind of swayed him a whole different direction. He then got, dick on them, used everything they could get him. He never really liked being in New Orleans, even though he enjoyed, playing football. But then Deuce McAllister came around, and they was like, okay, fine, get out of here. And then he goes to Miami and just kills it that one year, had 1,800-some yards. But the one thing that's always fun about him, because as I love to always talk about on the Madden reference, I used to get so annoyed because when I used to play with any team I wanted to lead the league in broken tackles, but I could never do it because of Ricky Williams and how he used to be able to bomb through the league on the game. And it was just like, he's a great running back, and he was serviceable when he was here. I didn't mind when he was here, but he was not. He was clearly on his last legs because he didn't get as much traction as he would want. But the Ravens at that time, I knew who we were. We were used to signing the over the hill guys that were really not going to be the were, but they were also effective. Derek Mason came here. Then we had Antoine Bolden, who came over here. Then we had
Antoine Bolden was a beast for you guys, though.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Dante Stallworth, who was on his last legs when he came over here. And then we got Ricky Williams, his last legs when he came over here. And it was a good time, but, I ain't mad at him for smoking the weed, stuff like that, because, look, hell, I do it. Shoot. So, but that whole story, it's like, look, y'all, It's almost like if you ever had a perfect world in the NFL, like you can make certain exceptions for guys because you just know they physically can't help it. I think he was one of the guys that was just like, nah, bro, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna do this job or be this person if I don't have this weed in my life. But
him and Josh Gordon.
Yeah, but I think Josh is a little bit more clinical and a little bit more made it a little bit more linked to struggles that he may have and maybe mental challenges and barriers, where I think Ricky just legitimately just loves being zoned the hell out. Like, he don't care if he's happy, sad, he don't need to do it. He could be high and still want to get high because it's just being in that zone was all that mattered to him. And at the end of the day, it's amazing to see how his college career was amazing. But I'll never forget, because I remember being a kid, as soon as Indianapolis Colts grabbed Edgerrin James, the whole world went crazy. You saw Ricky's face. Ricky was just like shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, Edge, who made the Hall of Fame, he did numbers himself, but one has to, with him and Peyton Manning, man, that it could have been lethal.
I know per se, because what really I understood why Indiana did it, as you see later on, that offense was always going to be more dominant, fixed off of Peyton Manning, but they wanted a running back that had supreme receiving skills. And while Ricky was good, Edgerrin proved to be better. And that's why. Yep. And at the end of the day, like you said, you can't look back and sit there and be like, oh, wow, did they make the right decision? Nah, Edgerrin had 3,000 yards in the first 2 seasons.
Yes, he did.
1,500 apiece. It's good, but Ricky was like that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy you mentioned. I actually was watching the other day on YouTube when the Baltimore Ravens officially closed Texas Stadium and beat the Cowboys. And there was the 2 long runs one by LaRon McClain and number 2 by another guy on his last legs, Willis McGahee.
Shut that place down.
Yeah.
And sorry, what were you saying?
Good stuff.
No, go ahead. What did you say?
Sure did shut that place down. Then went all the way to the AFC Championship game that year. That was Flacco's rookie. Yeah, that was Flacco's rookie year.
Flacco's rookie year. Yep. So, yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Flacco was a rookie. Mm-hmm.
Flacco's rookie year. Shut that place down.
Yep. How long did McGahee stay with you guys? He stayed there about what, 3 years?
2-3 years.
2-3 years. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, then. Okay. Well, now's about a good time as any to go on to our Gauntlet Grinders for Week 14.
But first, commercial break, a word from Fanatics.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Clock is ticking on that Christmas shopping. You got 9 more days. Get on Fanatics. Anybody in your family loves sports. It's the easiest thing to do. Get somebody some stuff for their favorite team. They'll love it. It'll be a great Christmas present. So go ahead, Jay.
And it will help us out a lot. We are sponsored by Fanatics as well as Yeti. We'll probably run a commercial sometime here. But, yeah, most definitely. And also, we are on Gauntlet Sports Media on Cash App. So we do take donations. Donations make a day brighter, make a night brighter,
Christmas money.
Just saying, $5, $500, whatever, but we're not
5,000, 10,000, we'll take it, man.
Yeah, we'll take it, So hopefully some millionaires watching this and wants to
if there's any sugar mamas out there, you want to be a gauntlet, you want to be a horsewoman, then
we take that
work
too.
out a deal, we can get a contract. I don't discriminate against women of any ages, so
that might be something for like next season, just holding an official horsewoman competition and having, them come on and everything.
Sugar mama applications. Feel free to fill it out.
Yep.
Just saying.
All year round, 12 months.
Pass, but have fun.
Well, now we will go on to another weekly segment that we call our Gauntlet Grinders. This one is for week 14. And we'll kick it off with JT. Who are your Gauntlet Grinders for week 14?
Oh man. I don't know. Come back to me. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Think about that a little bit? Okay. I will pass it to you, JJ. Who you got for Gauntlet Grinder for week 14?
I'm going to start with he's in a loss. But god dang, Justin Jefferson. God dang. That dude just keeps pushing and pushing. He's a long way away. It's amazing how the world works. Because man got questioned when he went against the Eagles and got shut down. Got questioned about his viability, about whether he was going to, a great receiver kind of come through. And he's been there. 222 yards. Help win some money for me. I always have to thank you. Thank you, man. He's proving to be a very unstoppable force at the wide receiver position. And I love it because I love a wide receiver that can replicate these type of things. We've had that for pretty much every decade of our life. We had the last couple years, last 10 years, before it was Julio and AB. And then you had AJ Green. You could go a little bit further back then, and you had Marvin Harrison, Torrey Holt, all of them. And here comes Justin Jefferson. He's just been fantastic. Now, I also, on the defensive side, I will stay on the NFC. And I would just give it to the Cisco defensive line. I mean, they are the best line in the game, in my opinion. They're just absolutely relentless. They make life hard for every single person. Brady was just not at his moment. Brady was dying to get out the game and have the game end because they are too physical. It's beautiful to watch them play football. They just kept grinding and grinding away.
49ers are great, man. Yeah, Brock Purdy doing his thing. McCaffrey could be a pick for this week because he had a big game, over 100 yards rushing for him on 14 carries.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I want to give a shout out to the Eagles offense for what they did against the New York Giants. Put up 48 points, put up 437 total yards of offense. Jalen Hurts, another good game for him. And you also had Miles Sanders become the first Eagle since LaShawn McCoy did it in 2014 to rush for over 1,000 yards. And you also had A.J. Brown, who became the first Eagle since Jeremy Maclin to get over 1,000 yards since 2014. So very impressive stuff by the Eagles offense over the last 3 games. The Eagles are averaging 41 points per game. So they're finding their groove. They're finding their rhythm and starting to play their best football. This week against the Chicago Bears, they will be getting Dallas Goedert back. Big piece to the team. And getting him back at the right time as they're trying to push for the playoffs.
Yep, absolutely. And so my 2 Gauntlet Grinders for the AFC, I'm going to have to give it to quarterback Justin Herbert in the win versus Miami 23-17. He was 39 of 51, 367 yards, 7.2 yards per attempt. He had a touchdown pass, quarterback rating of 67.4, passer rating of 102.3. Justin Herbert, and it's nuts because he actually was my MVP, my preseason MVP pick. But that's not he won't see it this year, but he'll see it in his career. Justin Herbert will win most valuable player. I can't tell you when. It might be on a sleep year for the Chiefs, which would be very hard. But I do foresee him winning most valuable player. I don't know if it'll be on a year where Mahomes throws the ball less, which I can't imagine. But I just see it, man. Young stud. He's one of the reasons why I feel that this generation's quarterbacks, the NFL and its fans alike, and sports journalists and pundits, are in good hands. It's like the last of that old guard is slowly fading out. The Bradys, the Rodgers, Ben's gone, Eli's gone, Breeze is gone. But, the new guard is definitely here, and I've been thoroughly impressed with them. Now, for my NFC Gauntlet Grinder, and JT actually took the one that I was gonna say. Well, two of them actually, but I'll go ahead and give it to quarterback Jared Goff in the win versus Minnesota, 34-23, completing a season sweep of the Vikings. He went 27 of 39 for 330. 3 touchdown passes, no picks. He averaged 8.5 yards per attempt. The man is slinging it, y'all. Quarterback rating of 70.4, pass rating of 120.7. They talk about another man that's playing his best football. This is Jared Goff. Jared Goff somehow got this Lions team into playoff contention. Yes, I'll say it again. It is this late in the season, and they are in the playoff hunt, and they have a very real shot at making the playoffs. They do have kind of a somewhat easy finish. As I actually, you know what? Here, let me check this out. Lions. Well, they got the Jets this Sunday, and it just got announced that Mike White won't be ready to go. It'll be Zach Wilson, so you can pin that in as a win for the Lions. Then, on top of that, they have the Panthers, which they kind of got a late season surge going on, but they still don't know who they are. But they're in a really bad division. They can still win that division. They're currently 5-8. That's saying something. They got the Bears, and then they got the Packers. So it's very possible that they could win 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4. Hell, they could stay on fire and
they also
win
need
out.
teams to lose, though. They need the Giants to lose. They need the Commanders to lose. They need the Seahawks to lose.
They need the Seahawks to lose also.
Seattle lost last night, so.
Yeah. As much as I love Geno Smith's story, I can't help but think maybe what if they're running out of gas? If that's the case, that helps out the Lions.
What did I say on the?
I guess Geno's about to right back. I guess
I did not buy the Seattle Seahawks, and I have not bought Geno Smith in this team at all. And the countdown to crumbling has commenced. I expected this from them, and I expect more of this. I knew this team was fool's gold. Never believed in Geno Smith or the Seahawks at all.
Well, and with that being said, speaking of the Seahawks, transitioning to our next topic, and that is our Sunday night football game. Thursday night football. I accidentally put Sunday night football, but y'all know it was Thursday. 49ers beat the Seahawks 21-13. They win the NFC West for the first time since 2019. That actually sounds, it wasn't that long ago they won. But we went through that defense. We talked about Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy went out there and did pretty good. He was 17 of 26 for 217. He had 2 touchdown passes. He was only sacked once. QBR of 62.6, pass rating of 117.0. He literally was a questionable up until game time. And he earned the respect of his teammates for going out there and toughing it out. And only his third game played, second being a start. The San Francisco 49ers, this team, and me and JJ were having a short conversation about this. Kyle Shanahan has put together such a system, which to JJ's point, you could plug and play. A quarterback can succeed in that system. Dom DeRubeis could probably throw for 3 touchdowns in that system. It's crazy, But also, props to Brock Purdy, man. He's been out there and he's been doing his thing. He's going out there not asked to do much. He's not throwing for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he also doesn't have to. He's got that running game behind him. He's got the defense who actually has the ability to score points as well. But 49ers close out the division. Remains to be seen what happens if the Seahawks will even make the postseason. I do know. And speaking of the Lions, they need the Giants and the Commanders to lose. They currently play each other on Sunday night. But
they tied a couple weeks ago.
They did tie, so they have their second meeting coming up. And we'll see if that tie actually comes into play here down the stretch. Still a lot of football left to be played, but got to be impressed with the Niners. Trey Lance goes down. People don't know where they're going to go. Jimmy G comes in. There was questions about him. He ends up doing good. He goes down. Here comes Brock Purdy. They don't lose stride, So
Brock Purdy has looked more impressive in this system than Trey Lance has. So I think that begs the question, who is going to be the future quarterback of the 49ers? But for the time being, you have to look at the 49ers and you have to say that this is a legit team that I think they're the second best team in the NFC. I think the Eagles are the best team. But I think I would take the 49ers. I think the 49ers they're better than the Cowboys. And I think they're definitely better than the Vikings. I think the Vikings are very overrated. So when I'm looking at this team, the way they have all these weapons, you have Kittle, you have McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel got hurt. Hopefully they can get him back for the playoffs because I think he is definitely a huge piece for them. But Brock Purdy's he's in a system that's a quarterback-friendly system, and the 49ers have the best defense in the NFL. Their defense is magnificent. So I got to say, like, this team could really give the Eagles a run for their money, I think. I think the 49ers are very good. So while I'm looking at the NFC, I'm thinking Eagles are the best team, followed by the 49ers, then the Cowboys, and then of course, the Vikings. And that's how I would rank it 1 through 4. But 49ers are very impressive right now.
That's because they did it the right way. This is still basic football. This is get your trenches together. No matter what happens, you can always plug a quarterback in and you can play great defense because your trenches, they are bar none, in my opinion, the top team in terms of O-line and D-line. And then coincidentally, the team that is the best team in the league right now is right behind them, which is the only team, in my opinion, in the NFC that actually can go toe-to-toe with San Francisco and beat them. San Francisco punches you in the mouth. San Francisco punches you in your mouth, and they don't look back.
So you agree that if the 49ers played the Cowboys, they would beat them?
I think they would, because I think at the end of the day, Dallas sometimes does not come to the fight the way they should. I think Dallas can punch people in the mouth too, but they don't always punch people in the mouth. And I think at that time, that defensive line of the San Francisco 49ers can get in the head of what Dak Prescott, because they did last year. But I say that personally, I have the 49ers advancing over the Eagles to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl, just because I think at that point in time, it's like on the come up for Philadelphia, and Jalen and their team hasn't had a chance to be in that particular situation. They do have veterans that have been in AFC or championship games before, like A.J. Brown, and then you got Brandon Graham, former Super Bowl people. But also San Francisco's been to 2 of the last, 3 or 4 Super Bowls? Or they've been to like 3 of the last 4 NFC championship games.
NFC championship games, yeah.
This is kind of something that's normal to them now. If you think about it, they are a beautiful team. I love watching San Francisco play. It made sense, Brock. I like Brock Purdy. I like what he does. But like I said, they said it against the broadcast. They want to make his life as easy as possible. So get him players, do whatever they need to do to get it done. They're number 1 in yards per catch and number 1 yak and everything. So all he has to do is make that throw. Look at George Kittle's 54-yard touchdown. He just made the throw, and George did it pretty much the rest of the way. That's what they know who they are. They're not afraid of changing who they are, because they know in this time of the year, this is what you need to do. You need to know your formula and keep going at it. And I love what they're about. I got them playing against the Eagles in the NFC title game, but I have them beating the Eagles going into the Super Bowl. They are my Super Bowl representative for the NFC.
That's crazy with the 49ers, because they've been to, like you said, 2 of the last 3 NFC championship games. One of them they advanced to a Super Bowl with no real true franchise quarterback.
And because it wasn't for a game-dropping interception that would have won the game from their boy Tart. They had the Rams. They did.
They did. They had them on the ropes. They sure did have them on the ropes.
The 49ers will not go into Philadelphia and beat us. If it's in San Francisco, then they'll have a better chance. But the Eagles in this environment, it's the most hostile environment in sports, bro. So
they're used to hostile environment. They are San Francisco 49ers. They once were considered a hostile.
Not like Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're
going to the Rams and going to Philly is two completely different things.
Naturally who you guys are, but I don't think you're going to beat San Francisco when you guys come to the playoffs. That's just me.
Is there a reason why you don't think we are, or is it just?
I think their experience is going to be better, and I think their defensive line is going to be more.
Jason Kelce, Super Bowl champion. Fletcher Cox, Super Bowl champion. Brandon Graham, Super Bowl champion. So you can't. This isn't some young team that hasn't
I never said it was.
Before. We don't have a bunch of rookies and young guys on the team, JJ.
I just think they're going to be better. I think their defense is going to do more to your offense than your defense to do to their offense. I just think they're a better team, in my opinion, when it came to that one game, do or die. If I had to pick a team based off of what I've seen and what I trust the most, I trust the way San Francisco runs their team all day, every day, because I've seen it against teams that were more.
What more do the Eagles have to do to show you that the way they run their team is good enough to win?
It's my opinion. You think, I understand this is your team, but I think if they were playing the Ravens, I would think the 49ers would beat the Ravens because I think they are just that.
Because they're much better than the Ravens. The Ravens are not that good.
It's not about much better. You just keep thinking it's much better because I don't think I'm saying they're going to beat y'all. I think they are a better team. I didn't say they're much better.
It's not just that you're saying that they're going to beat us. It's that your argument is that, oh, well, Jalen's not ready. AJ's not ready. Devontae, like these guys aren't ready.
I'm not
saying they are ready.
It's not. It's my. I don't have to explain my argument. This is how I feel. We agree to disagree. We'll find out potentially. And you may not even make it. We don't know. We'll see. But if that happens, sure. I think they're going to win. You think y'all going to win. We'll find out. That's my representation. It's the San Francisco 49ers.
I definitely want to see some kind of bet. If it's Eagles-Niners NFC Championship game, I definitely want to see some kind of bet.
I already got it written down.
Of course.
I already have JJ's stuff written down.
Of course. Don't mean no.
Yeah,
I got San Francisco.
All right, we can't do this all night, but we did have a little bit of extra time, and it's not a gauntlet episode unless I have argued with JJ at least once about something. So, next topic.
Literally.
So, earlier this week, Micah Parsons was on Von Miller's podcast. Von Miller asked him, the Eagles' success is due to what? The team or Jalen Hurts? And Micah Parsons.
Make it known that Vaughn actually said it was both as well.
Vaughn did say it was both, but Micah Parsons, he said it was less Jalen Hurts and more the team. And
he's on some bullshit. Sorry for the kids watching, but he is.
And with Mike, and you also have to like the best part about it was Jalen Hurts' response. Jalen Hurts' response, he said, why don't you worry about your game this weekend because we're worried about Chicago. I loved it for two reasons. Number one, you know the difference between the Eagles and the Cowboys? The Cowboys are gearing up to beat the Eagles. The Eagles are gearing up to beat everybody. That's reason number one. Reason number two, Jalen Hurts essentially exposed what the Cowboys did just this past weekend. You see, because the reason why they struggled versus the Texans is because they were already looking ahead to the Eagles. And if they're still looking ahead to the Eagles, they're going to lose to Jacksonville come Sunday. I promise you. If they're still looking ahead, Trevor Lawrence is going to put it on them. But I was glad I put this in here. But I wanted to get y'all's thoughts. JT, I know you got something to say about this.
So the first thing is you are right about what you said about the Cowboys are worried about the wrong stuff right now. Like, this is not the stuff you want to put out there before you're about to play the team, especially when you have another team that you also have to play when you're coming off a game that your team did not really have the best performance. Did not have a good performance against the Houston Texans, who's a one-win team, but they still managed to escape, so they won the game basically on their talent alone. But that's another story, really. I mean, his whole argument was it didn't have any base to it, and it was very disrespectful because if you had actually watched the whole interview, he was comparing Jalen Hurts with Brock Purdy because he was saying how, well, Brock Purdy is doing this and like he has weapons and he's doing stuff. Well, should Brock Purdy be the MVP? You should not even be comparing Jalen Hurts with Brock Purdy. First of all, that's very disrespectful. Second of all, the notion of go back to what I said earlier. All these guys have been here besides A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was the only guy that we added. So it's like people expect you to carry a team or you're not good. But even the people that have – let's look at some of the guys that has won an MVP. Tom Brady in 2007, they went out and got Randy Moss. He threw 50 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers played with Devontae Adams. He played with some great players. And these guys did what they had to do for the team, and that's why they won the MVP. Jalen Hurts is doing everything to put this team in the best position to win. He is not turning the ball over. He has had all the question marks on him from all the people saying the Eagles is not sold on Jalen Hurts to be the franchise quarterback. They do not believe. They're going to draft this quarterback and that quarterback, and they're going to trade for Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, and all the names and rumors continued to come up. And Jalen Hurts pretty much just took the offseason and he put the work in to make himself better, to make him a better passer. He worked with the coaches, the Tom House, all sorts of people to help him improve with his mechanics, and that's what he did. And it's actually showing. The results of that is showing. He's getting the harvest of the fruit on the field from the work that he put in. So he deserves a lot of credit for that. Not a lot of guys are willing to put in this level of work and get this level of results. So Jalen Hurts is the reason that the Eagles are in the position that they're in. If Jalen Hurts is not here and you put any quarterback in this team, we have a lot of talent. So, yeah, we would probably still be a decent team, but would not be a 12-1 team, would not be the best team in football without Jalen Hurts. And I think it was just stupid by Micah Parsons. You don't want to do this before the game on Christmas Eve. Because even though Jalen Hurts does not care, Jalen Hurts does not care about the MVP. I care about the MVP. I really want to see him win the MVP. The fans cares about the MVP. The media cares about the MVP. Even some of his teammates probably cares about him because they want to see him get that recognition. But Jalen Hurts is so locked in to the team trying to win. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He does not care about the individual stuff. But the teammates are going to be pissed off that, oh, so you're saying this guy is only a system quarterback. Well, you're going to piss off the team that's already motivated to do something, and it's not a good idea. I don't think it was a good idea for Micah Parsons. So the Christmas Eve game was already going to be pretty interesting, and I think these comments and quotes and stuff from Micah is going to make it even more interesting.
Man, absolutely, and I mean, not to mention, and don't get me wrong, Micah Parsons is a stud out there. He is.
He's a fantastic player.
So many people have him, and I was on the Sports Arena just on Monday, and so many people have him as DPOY, and he's gone radio silent the last 3 games. The Texans allowed 0 sacks.
When he played.
Yes, and he went radio silent versus the Eagles as well. And I said Nick Bosa. I said Nick Bosa was going to win it. Nick Bosa still out there wrecking havoc.
Johnson was playing.
This is my
confusion. When he got hurt, that's when he started doing stuff.
My confusion with this. I don't know why y'all have a problem with this. This is a rivalry. What are you supposed to do? You talk your trash. You make the people mad because you want to go out there. You want them to come at you because you're going to do the same to them. Everybody does this. I have no problem with this. I don't think this is a big deal. It's what I expect. Heck yeah, you want to talk your stuff, so let's go bring it. They're pissed off. Y'all don't like each other. They don't like y'all. What are you supposed to sit there and yes, feel that fight.
If the roles was reversed and it was Dak that was getting and Dak was getting the MVP, if it was reversed and Dak was getting this recognition, then he would not be saying this stuff. He's a hypocrite.
If you don't like each other, I'm gonna make you mad. You don't
we don't like each other. That doesn't mean he's right. That doesn't mean he's right.
Right. Look at rivalries, bro. They do it all the time. Lamar Woodley sat to say.
So Jalen Hurts is a product of this.
Hold on.
You're saying that he's right.
Lamar
you're saying that he's right.
Hold on. You don't. You're missing it. You're a rival. Lamar Woodley told that the Ravens would never win a Super Bowl as long as the Pittsburgh Steelers were there with Joe Flacco. Did that piss us off? Heck yeah. What did it do? We beat they behind. We came up in there. We did that. But you know what happened? Everybody tuned into this. Was everybody tune in? It's your rival. And if you guys would sit here and say, if you guys would even responded and been like, no, granted, y'all taking that approach because again, I keep saying this all the year long. This is like listening to you talk is like listening to me talk when I was talking about the Ravens 2019. This is a Baltimore Ravens type season I'm seeing from you guys. So I know what's coming out for you about.
So we're going to lose in the divisional round. That's what you're saying.
You're missing the point, bro. Everything you guys sit there and say about Jalen Hurts is the same thing we used to say about him during MVP season for Lamar. So I get it. But at the end of the day, in that season, there was still trash talking from the Cleveland Browns, and they were horrible to us. But what matters is it was a rival. So my point is, I know my rival. Now, if y'all would have came out here and said, all right, bro, we're going to beat that behind. That's why if y'all beat them and y'all grag on them and y'all stomp on their logo or whatever you want to do it, I expect that. It's your rival. I love this. I'm glad he said it, and I hope he continues to fuel the fire because I want to see this matchup because I want to see how he's going to handle all this talk that they said about this game. I want to see how Dallas responds to this because now at the same time, if they lose, the world's happy because they get to rag on Dallas. They get to rag on it. But if they win, because I would take you Matt Elam said they could guard Calvin Johnson. Made a huge fuss about it. Matt Elam. And what happened when he played Calvin Johnson? He shut him down. Now, Micah can do that with you guys next week. I love every bit of it.
Man, absolutely.
I have nothing else to say.
Hey, absolutely. And this is stuff like this that makes it's definitely going to be the most watched game of the year. Most definitely the most watched game of the year. You know what I mean? To JJ's point, it does add on, to the rivalry. It ain't the first time. It damn sure won't be the last.
The night game. The game's at 4:00. It should be at 8:00.
Yeah, it probably should be a night game, but we do have about 5-6 minutes left. And we're going to go to our non-sports topic, and that is, what is the worst? And you know what? You can answer from both sides if you want to. What is the worst Christmas gift you've gotten, and or what is the worst Christmas gift ever?
I don't know. Like, there's too many choices. Mostly gifts that are lazy, and you can tell, like, the person didn't put any effort into it. People getting socks, people getting like a self-help book, a coffee mug with a stupid saying on it, any stuff like that, like a pillowcase. Like, these are just the most trash gifts. Like, you might as well just give me $20 or just give me a gift card or something. If you want to be lazy, that's okay. It happens. But I would just rather not get anything than get one of these trash ass gifts. I don't care if I sound ungrateful, but I'm being serious. Like, I open up a freaking package and, oh, it's a pillowcase. Oh, wow. I thank you so much, man. Like,
you have to snip this clip, man.
Damn pillowcase for Christmas. Thank you.
Hey, now hold on. What if it was an Eagles one with your name embroidered on it?
That's a good point, James.
It would be slightly, as Dom says, less terrible, but
you know what's funny that he mentioned this? Because we did our Secret Santa list at the work today. I definitely put pillows.
Dang, you had to be that guy. You gonna be that guy. JJ about to be the most talked about at work.
JJ asked for pillows. I said I need a long one. I
you
want
bought
a long
pillowcase?
foam one, really preferred.
JJ, your thoughts, man.
The worst Christmas gift. When I was a kid, I used to hate getting clothes because all I wanted was toys and games.
Right.
My worst Christmas gift, oh my gosh, is when my dad got me this turtleneck. Now, if anyone knows me, I hate turtlenecks. I hate turtlenecks. Okay.
I saw you one time.
So hot, I be sweating. I hate turtlenecks. And we had to do that because we had a family photo we had to do, and everybody had to look a specific way. And it was a brown turtleneck that I was so happy when that shoot was over. I couldn't get out. Couldn't we get out that turtleneck so damn fast? And then
that's hilarious,
so
bro.
for me, it's just a turtleneck. I do not. And again, people, a gift card is not a proper Christmas gift. Okay? Like, put some thought into it. Stop going the easy route just because you don't feel like going shopping for something. I do not like
but what
the
if
gift
you
card
don't know what
approach
to get the
at all.
person? You might not know what to get them. It's not always that easy.
I would have to say mine, and I guess it's not inherently terrible. It's the thought that counts and everything. At least they thought about me on that day. But I'm gonna have to go with socks because, like, I don't know. Like, it's just like if I go hard behind your gift, and I could have got you a video game or something or whatever, and like you give me socks, I might feel some type of way behind that shit. Now, if my name was on it or something, but then again, no socks, man. Like, I got enough socks. I'm cool. I don't know. It's just something like you open it up and you like, oh man, and then this is like a pack of like 4 socks. It's like, what the hell? Okay. You know, like James said, I may as well not got nothing.
I would rather get nothing. That's what I mean. Christmas is not about getting stuff. That's not what Christmas is supposed to be about. But like, if you get something and you can just tell that the person got it because they wanted to get you something, but they also didn't care enough to actually try, then that's when it becomes more of a problem. You see what I'm saying?
I just hope y'all know I can't hear y'all. My sound is acting up, so yeah. Nope, can't hear y'all. I have to try it again. Hold on.
You hear us now?
Damn, JJ didn't hear anything we were saying the whole time, but whatever.
No, not the whole time. I think just that one. That one time. But hell, it's all right. We're about to wrap up the show anyway. But hey, thanks to everybody who tuned in to the Gauntlet. Once again, if you are a first-time viewer, take note at the bottom ticker. Gauntlet Sports Media on Cash App.
I need a Gauntlet sugar mama. It's Christmas, baby. I need something, man. I need a sugar mama that's going to pay all my bills and financially support me so I can quit my job and just go back to doing my OnlyFans full time. I need help. I need support. So please hit up the Cash App, sugar mamas.
Yes, and that's Cash App. Okay,
I don't want to fill out a real job application. I want to be an entrepreneur and continue my OnlyFans dream.
I came in right when you said OnlyFans. How ironic is that?
Trying to get a sugar mama that's going to support.
Hold on, let me tell y'all something. I told my mom and dad one time, I said, y'all are so blessed I have Shane, because I would have been an OnlyFans content creator a long time ago.
Oh,
yeah, no. I was like, Mom, I went real alphabet with them. I said, girl, back in my day, child, let me tell you something. I used to get thrown some stacks to try to see what's up under this pack, honey. Okay? She's like, oh my God, Joseph, TMI. I said, well, I mean, I'm grown now, so I mean, I can, you know.
James, hey, you gotta clip this, man. You gotta clip this.
I have nothing else to say, fam.
You gotta clip this.
All right, you have to edit this. Oh my God, I am so sorry.
No. Nothing's getting edited. You know how James like to send little sound bites and everything, but
no, this is a classic moment of history.
Oh yeah. This is sound bite.
Usually Dom is the one that says the most questionable shit, but I have nothing.
You finally made it.
You know, I just realized that because I was getting ready to sit there and say, I actually want to be a Mormon. I want to go to the monastery, and I was going to sit there and get at one with the world. And I was getting back to switch that up real quick. I was like, oh,
you know, you was gonna bust out rolling in mid sentence had you said that. Especially since you love weed too much. Ain't finna happen.
I definitely need. I'm serious though. Like, sugar mamas, hit my line, hit my cash out. We need that.
Well, we are wrapping up the show. JJ, where can everyone find you?
You
don't say OnlyFans.
Yeah, not on the OnlyFans. You can find me here. I don't know why my light.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know why my light didn't turn on, but yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm always here with y'all. Y'all my family. Y'all my brothers.
Fair enough.
JT?
You guys can find me LinkedIn podcast Tuesday nights. Moved it to 6:00 p.m. from it was at 9:30, so a little bit earlier. And here on Friday nights, you guys can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is right there. It's my government and followed by 01. So somebody with my government was on there. They already had it. So Elon, if you're watching, please do something about that. Because we already know who the real JT is. So don't need to say anything else. It is what it is.
As for myself, Confidential Tuesdays. We actually just did an episode this past Wednesday on MLB free agency. So most definitely go check that out. I was hosted by Jordan Long. Also had Jacob Christner and Jennifer Matthews-Lewis on it. 30-minute episode. Not bad. Just transitioning to the next season. Also, you can find me on Punt Wednesdays. Gauntlet Fridays right here with my bros, and also Basket Bros on Sundays. And so we actually won't be here next Friday, so go find something to do. We are taking a Christmas break, but
Christmas break, baby. Ho, ho, ho.
The following Friday, special New Year's episode. So tune in. We're definitely gonna have some heat for you.
First show for 2023. See you guys next year.
JT Shiesty, JJ, and myself. See y'all in 7 days. We out.